Welcome along.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
It certainly is indeed. Welcome to the show. There's an email address, as always, if you'd like to join in at any time. Not on just... Oh, I'm a little bit feeding back there. Am I feeding back? Just a minute. Let's turn myself down a touch. 1 minute. Hang on. Just a minute. Sorry. There we are. That's better. Sorry, I could hear a little bit of whistling then, could you? Could you hear whistling? You probably thought it was actually my wallet opening or something like that, because it doesn't like to open. Absolutely. I mean, there are things that do like to open, but my wallet is not one of them, I'm afraid. My mouth is indeed something that does like to open all the time, and I got a constant barrage of words and sayings coming out of it all the time. I like sayings, do you? And catchphrases, things like that. Do you like that sort of thing? I particularly like, I don't know what you'd call them, some of the answer phone messages from large companies I quite like. Not the ones, I hasten to add, where it says push 1, push 2, push 3 for all that. And what's my worst experience of that has got to be Barclays Bank. Barclays Bank. Whenever you ring them... Did you hear that? That was my slipper dropping off. I've got my slippers on, look. I'm going to take them off. Much more easy to talk to you while I'm relaxed. Yes? Let's all relax together. Not too much. I mean, don't fall asleep or anything like that. But the Barclays Bank, I think, was my worst experience of push 1 to do this, push 1 to do that. It's a complete waste of time telling them, isn't it? Because they don't listen. Large companies are not interested in what you or I have to say. We don't like automated answer phone services. It's as simple as that. But if you tell them, not interested. Not interested. So why go with them? No, go with someone who hasn't got one. I'll give you 10 pay. I'll give you 10 quid if you can find me. Oh no, I'm not going to say that. No, because I'll end up sending £10 to everyone, won't I? I was going to say, I'll send you £10 if you can get me a bank that doesn't have an automated answer phone service. But I'm going to retract that. It's been retracted. Grasped back. I need that £10 to come back, yes. Mind you, as I say, it wouldn't have got out of my wallet anyway. Yesterday, I was in a pub, working as always. What did I do last night? It was the karaoke last night in the Golden Lion. The best ever Tuesday night. It was really very, very good in there last night. Don't know why. There was just a lot of people in there. And it was nice to see some old familiar faces that used to come to the karaoke at the other place I did, which I left to do the new one. Voodoo Mick and Jamie. They were in there singing away for me, which was very nice, and everyone stayed till like about 11:30, 20 to 12, and the place actually closes at midnight. So I'm quite pleased about that. Very, very good for the karaoke last night. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yes, sayings on phones. Now, my favourite one, I'm telling you this because I had a new one this morning. I rang up someone, and I got one of the mobile phone answering services. Now, I don't know why people use these, to be honest. Why not record your own message? Now, I have my own messages on my phones. I don't think I can... is it possible to play it? No, it's not. We'll have to wait for someone to ring, I think. But I record my own messages. You know, the sort of thing. Hello, this is Chris. Please leave your message after the tone. With not those mistakes, you know. Hello, this is Chris. Please leave your message after the tone. Doot. There's a new noise for you. Do you want to do it again? Ready? Doot. You've got to do the facial expressions as well, you see. When you're making these noises, you have to do the facial expressions. Now, the facial expression for that one is to open your eyes like that. Like, open your eyes really wide. No, not with your fingers, not like that. Not with your fingers. You've got to open them, open your eyes wide when you're making the noise, and push your head and lips forward. Watch. Doot. All right? Let's do the whole thing together. Are you ready to practice? Hello, this is Chris. Incidentally, you don't have to use the name Chris. Please use your own name, OK? Once again, And I know there are people watching this on YouTube, as well as listening on the radio and podcasts, who have noticed something different today, haven't you? Eh? Oh, listen to me sniffing, just a minute. That's better, I've had a good sniff now. You've noticed something different behind me, haven't you? Eh? Eh? What have you noticed? Eh? Eh? We'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, ready? Practice? Hello. Let's go. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, this is Chris. Please leave your message and phone number after the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Doot. Try the do again. Ready? Doot. Doot. All try together. Last go. 3 in a row. You ready? Doot. 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 There's a new noise for you, which can be added to all the other many noises. Ha, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Hey? Yes. If you're out at work tomorrow, or in school, or somewhere like that, I shouldn't say this, or you're somewhere, you know, somewhere that's a little bit precious, shall we say, then and you're feeling a bit bored, lighten the atmosphere and make a few noises. It makes the world of difference to people's sad, lonely, pathetic lives. I mean, here I am, 3 times a week, dears, for an hour at a time, trying desperately to put a little bit of sparkle into your sad, lonely, pathetic lives. I try so hard. All right? The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I have put up today a bit of a black backdrop. All right, there's a black backdrop. Now, earlier, before I started the show, I actually had the black backdrop right across the whole of behind me. But when I looked at the picture, I thought, that looks boring. You know, there's nothing. Just this big black sheet behind me, which I found in the cupboard. Because I was going to buy one, wasn't I? But I wasn't sure about it. And after having the black thing going right across the back, I thought, no, that doesn't... It looks a bit too... What would you say? Clinical or... Anyway, I wasn't happy with it at all, so that's why the black background is only going across half of the wall behind me. But I'm thinking there that you do actually like to see all the little lights and that flashing behind me. So I don't know, should we have that up or not? I can't decide. Shall I take it back down? Do you want me to take it down? Because you can't... It's a little bit boring behind me. I'll leave it up for this show, all right? And see what you think. Tell me, do you prefer the black background? Maybe you think it should be right across behind me, so there's only me and the black background. Or, as it is at the moment, you've got the map on the left, on my wall on the left. You've got the flag, Union Jack, directly behind me, and the black background covering sort of half of behind me. Is it, or should I remove the black background completely and have all the little lights flashing and my various ornaments and what have you on the shelf? What do you prefer? I am here to please. Do let me know, OK? The email is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, there's lots of emails and things to read. Today, coming up in just a second or two, is a little piece by Jade, who's in New York. And Jade is daughter of Suko. Jade, that'd be a good name for a film, wouldn't it, really? Jade, daughter of Suko. I wonder what sort of film that would be. Would it be a thriller? Would it be a love story? Would it be a horror film? What would it be? Sounds a little bit space type, doesn't it, that? Jade, daughter of Suko. No, it doesn't. It sounds very historic. It would be a historical film, I think it would, Jade. Your little piece is coming up in a second or two. I have to tell you, I have a date tonight. A date. Yes, another one. How many more people can I get through? This is the question. You have to keep trying until you find the right one. And that's it. Now, this one's actually been on a date for about 5 or 6 years. So I've decided, yes. And, of course, I now have my Wednesdays off. Right, I have Wednesdays off as well. Well, Wednesdays on its own, and today is a Wednesday. I know it may not be a Wednesday where you are. Depends what time and day that you watch, listen to this programme. Depends. But for me, it is a Wednesday. And Wednesday nights I have off, and tonight I have a date. And we are going. He wants to go and see 10,000 Years BC. Now, of course, if you've seen that and it's rubbish, then you won't be able to tell me. You won't be able to stop me going. I'm going to have to find out for myself, aren't I suppose? So I shall let you know what I think of that one, all right? And, yes, 10,000 Years BC. I think it might have dinosaurs and all that business in it, which I quite like. So that's that. Oh, no, we didn't finish off about the sayings, did I? Yes, sayings on the mobile phone. And the reason I brought all this up was because I had a new one today. I was phoning someone's mobile phone and it rang a few times. Now, here in the UK, we have different ringing tones to most of the world. Now, I think they have the same ringing tone in Australia as we do, and it goes like this. Hello? Okay, that is our ringing tone. Would you like to add that to our noises? In America, of course, it is. Sorry, I ran out of breath there. That should have been a bit longer, that one. Shall we try again? In America, the ringing... I did run out of breath then. In America, the ringing tone is more like this. But here in the UK, the ringing tone is... So there we are. Anyway, I'm ringing this person's mobile phone. And after 6 rings... Now, when I say 6 rings, I don't mean... I mean... Because, and I'm just explaining this for our American friends, because is not one ring. In fact, here in the UK, is 1 ring. All right? Sort of would be half a ring, but would be a whole ring. You understand? Good. Now, so I rang this person's... What are you laughing at? Don't laugh, dear. I'm just explaining it. No, I didn't pick my nose then. I wiped... Well, I didn't know... It's an itch, isn't it? I get itchy nose. Now, so it rang 6 times, and then I got a message that I've never heard before. Now, I can't think who the mobile carrier was. Might have been T-Mobile. I'm not sure. But the answer... It suddenly went... And it said, I'm sorry, the system is experiencing difficulties. Please call back later. And I thought, Yes, that's what it said. I'm sorry, the system is experiencing difficulties. Please call back later. And I thought, what's that mean? What difficulties could it possibly experience? All I did was ring a number. What difficulties are happening? And that's why I've talked today about these different sayings that you get when you ring phones and people's various different companies and they get the answer phones. My favourite one is the Orange Customer Services one, which I think, I'm not sure, but I think I have read to you before. It is my favourite one of all time. Just having another sniff, sorry. Yes, it's all the guitars coming back up my throat again today, isn't it dreadful? And it goes... After it rings a few times, it goes, hello... Oh, sorry, after it rings a few times, and this is my favourite saying on the phones. Hello, thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. all our callers... Oh, no, all our operators... Sorry, we're trying to do it again. Hello, and thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. It's customer advisors. Hang on, sorry, I'm getting this wrong now. Let's do it again. Thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. All our customer advisors are busy at the moment. However, please hold the line. Your call is important to us, and you will be connected to a customer service representative as soon as one becomes available. Please hold the line. Thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. All our operators are busy at the moment. However, please know that your call is important to us, and we will do our utmost to answer it as quickly as possible. I love it. I love the Orange Customer Services message. Sometimes I ring it, not to actually talk to anyone in particular, but just to listen to that message. Your call, and they make you... I don't know how they do it. Because you know when you're in shops sometimes and they say, thank you, please call again. And you're thinking, why did you even bother saying that? You don't care. You don't care if I ever come in your shop again. But for some reason, when Orange, one of the mobile phone operators here in the UK, and I've been with them for years and years, I've found them very good service. There are other mobile phone operators here, 22, O2. I've not really had experience. 3, well, least said about them, from my experiences with 3, were not good a few years ago. Whether they've improved now or not, I don't know. But Orange, I've always found them very good. But I love listening to that. And you know when they say it, your call is important to us, and you will be connected to a customer services representative as soon as one becomes available. I don't know how they've done it, but you really believe that they mean it. Is it the voice that they use? It's a woman's voice. And I don't know what it is, but when they say that, you really believe that they mean your call is important to us, and you will be connected to a customer services representative as soon as one becomes available. Maybe they should say it a bit more like that. And then people even more would realise. Now, check this out. Are you ready? Hello. Thank you so much for calling Orange Customer Services. We're dreadfully sorry, but all our operators are so busy at the moment. They are working hours and hours for you. Please, please know that your call is important to us. And we're so sorry we haven't been able to answer you personally very quickly. However, I promise you that you will be responded to as rapidly as possible for one of our delectable operators. Please hold the line. And then, of course, we could go into some music. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with green sleeves. La da 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 da. Or how about, we now... And while you are waiting, we now take you live to the Royal Albert Hall for Shirley Bassey in concert. And they could play a part of a Shirley Bassey number while you're waiting to be answered. I mean, surely that's more acceptable. I mean, I am happy. Don't get me wrong. I am happy with the way Orange Customer Services do their little announcement and making me feel wanted as a customer. But everything can be improved of. And do you know what? I think you boys and girls, I think you should ring up Orange Customer Services and suggest that they employ me to do their announcements. Yes. What do you think? I mean, perhaps we could look at customers' nationalities. Because here in the UK, we have a very diverse population in certain cities, certainly London, and it's fantastic. All these different nationalities living and working together. There's never any problem. It's only the politicians that cause problems. You know that, right? For example, I mean, if we had an Australian customer, good day, thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. If you need any help, we'll be with you as soon as possible. While you're on hold, why not have a barbie? You could do it like that. What about this one? Top of the morning to you. Welcome along to Orange Customer Services. We're going to be with you just in a few moments' time. It's a little Irish for you there, eh? Or perhaps Asian, India or Pakistan. A very good day to you, sir. Thank you for calling Orange Customer Services. Something like that. What do you reckon? Should these messages be tailored to fit the various fantastic nationalities we have living and working here in the UK? I think so. And I think I'm the man for the job. I really do. Now, the question is, on payment, of course, as you know, in my life, money is secondary. First of all must come entertaining the people. And if, unlike boring old Barclays Bank, push 1 to speak to those, push 2, for God's... I mean, who on earth did they employ to make those boring announcements? It's boring. We need a bit of excitement. Virgin have got it right. Virgin is a very large company here in the UK, but they've got it right. When you ring them up, they just sound so friendly. Hello, thanks for calling Virgin. We're really sorry that you're waiting at the moment. And it is a bit like that. Really nice and friendly. Barclays Bank, sorry, you're boring. Boring, boring, boring. Get a life, for God's sake. Stop sitting there in your offices, counting your money. Get out there and give someone a bit of fun, for God's sake. What is life without a bit of fun? It's all too serious, dear. It's all too serious. I mean, I have to say, a lot of people have said to me before, we'll leave the subjects of the answer phones there. Have you got any examples of answer phones or anything like that? Then do let us know on the email. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. On the subject of not being serious, I've been accused of that many times. By a lot of people. They say to me, do you not take anything seriously? No. Why should I? Don't be telling me at the age of 45 what to take seriously and what not to take seriously. You have to laugh at life. Because, you know, you absolutely have to laugh at life. So there we are. Talking of phones, something that's just popped into my head there, and then we will move immediately onto the emails. Something that's just popped into my house. There's a very good programme I watched for the first time the other day called Phone Jacker. Okay, Phone Jacker. Now, on YouTube, on the internet, you can find lots of little snippets from that programme. I think it's a TV series, although I've only caught one programme, and then I didn't see it again, and I wonder, was it a TV series, and if so, did I catch the last programme? And basically, it's this guy who pretends, I think he's in someone's bank. And did I tell you this the other day? And he was ringing up a customer, pretending he was from a bank, and saying, "May I have your account details, please?" And the bloke says, "Why do you want my account details?" He says, "This is your bank speaking, and we have a problem with your bank account." And the bloke says, "Oh, yeah, and what's that then?" He said, "We need your account details because there is a pigeon in your bank account." And he says, "There's a what, mate?" He says, "We need your account details because there is a pigeon in your bank account. We need your account details so that we can open your bank, remove your money, remove the pigeon, put the money back, and lock the door. Please may I have your account details?" And it's just hilarious. And it's all little sketches like that, where the phone jacker rings someone up and pretends to be someone. Absolutely hilarious. Have a look on that one on YouTube. Phone Jacker. J-A... Oh, I don't know how you spell Jacker. J-A-K-K-E-R? Possibly something like that. All right, Phone Jacker. All right, on YouTube. hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Right then, here we go. Email time, boys and girls. First of all, from Suko, who says, you gave me a good laugh last night. I've been needing last night. I was listening to Thursday's show in bed. She says, contrary to what you might think, I don't always listen in bed. I thought you listened to my shows in bed all the time because your husband keeps snoring. Isn't that right, Suko? But surely you wake up with you wake him up with your giggling, do you? She says, how often, I heard you ask on your show, how often do you watch your tail? Okay? Or, no, I didn't actually say towel. And she says, I'm thinking, oh, Chris, that's a little bit too personal for most of us. Then I hear you say, I only wash mine once a week. I mean, it's not that it's exactly covered in blood and gore. And I'm thinking, well, there's other things that should be washed on a daily basis. Then you say, only some shaving cream and some bits of soap or something. It was only then that I realised you were talking about towels, as in Towels, not tails, Tails. I'm sure you make it up as you go along. You're not paying proper attention to the show, Suko. Is it because you're in bed and you're half asleep when you're listening? Is that what this programme is now doing to people? Helping them to sleep? It could be a business there, you know. Chris Reardon's show for insomniacs. It guaranteed to help you fall asleep. But perhaps these shows should carry a public... I mean, I often wonder... I do worry sometimes about people who email in and say they've put the show onto a CD, which you're quite welcome to do. There's no copyright issues on this programme. I am the copyright issue, and I'll give you full permission to do whatever you like with this show, OK? If you want to cut it up and put it onto a CD, that's fine with me. If you are another little radio station somewhere, or you have a little radio station, just grab it every week or 3 times a week and play it out on your station. The more the merrier. The more the merrier, that's what I say. But you're not paying attention, are you, Suko? But it does worry me. It does worry me, these people who put the show onto a CD... or one of those little, what are those called? Those USB hard drive type things, you know, the little things you plug into a computer. I think some of the BMWs, some of the top-end cars now have slots in their radio systems where you can actually plug these things in now, which is all very clever. But some people do put the show on CD and listen in the car, and it does worry me a bit that, you know, I'm sort of rabbiting on, and gradually your eyes are like closing a little bit like that, and you're falling asleep. So do be careful. Do be careful that you don't fall asleep during one. I cannot be held responsible for accidents in the car. All right? Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the dirt. Oh, what's that one? 7 little girls sitting in the back seat. Do you know that one? Oh, do you want me to sing it? Have we got time? I don't think we've got time. 7 little girls sitting in this back street. Da, 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 da. How's it go? Keep your eyes on the da, 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 da. Keep it da, 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 on the road ahead. We're having fun sitting in the back seat. Kissing and hugging with Fred. I mean, Fred, he must have been in the back seat with about 10 of them. What a liberty, dear. Lucky man. The email goes on. She says, Suko says, the different coloured shirts on each show is refreshing, but I think you should be a little more creative and wear outfits befitting your title. Master of Merriment, Environmental Conservationist, Tooth Fairy, etc. You could be right here. You could even wear your red jacket on one show and perhaps the yellow rubber ducky outfit. I haven't got a yellow rubber ducky outfit. Where did you get that from, dear? However, when you plan to wear the latter, please give us a warning the show before. What yellow rubber duck? I haven't got a yellow rubber duck outfit, have I? I'm sure I haven't. And she says, thanks for agreeing to read Jade's essay. I think my mother and Jade will enjoy it, as well as her husband, Jerry, and I. So, well, I mean, he's probably asleep, isn't he? Snoring at the moment. Is he asleep at the moment, your husband, dear? So here is Jade's essay. Now, Jade is a student in New York, and they've all been asked to write essays on people they admire. And here is Jade's essay. I admire many people in my life, but the person that I admire the most is my grandma. Many parents would say they admire their parents or their grandparents, and they admire them for various reasons. I chose my grandma because no matter what happens, she will always understand. My grandma was the youngest of 7. She has gone through a lot in her life, starting in her earlier years. Some things are historical, like the Depression, and some things were between her and her family. Right now, my grandma is going through a lot. My grandma is fighting a disease that won't go away. The disease is called lymphoma, which is a type of cancer. She has been fighting this disease for about 20 years. On top of fighting lymphoma, she has gotten a bed sore. To get the bed sore better, my mum has had her friend, who is a nurse, come and help my grandma. We have ordered a special mattress for my grandma. My mum also has to rub some kind of special lotion on her bed sore. To try to keep my grandma going, she has to take several medications a day. When my mum goes there, she spends a lot of time there, and I understand when my mum doesn't have the... Oh, I'm so sorry. Just a minute. Hello? Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Just a minute now. Turn that off. There we are. I'm really sorry that's happened halfway through that email like that. Okay, we'll carry on. To get the bed sore better, my mum has had her friend, who is a nurse, come and help my grandma. We have ordered a special mattress for my grandma. My mum also has to rub some kind of special lotion on her bed sore to try and keep my grandma going. She has had to take several medications a day. When my mum goes there, she spends a lot of time there, and I understand. When my mum doesn't have the time on the weekends, I go and feed my grandma's cat and drop off some food for my grandma. After I feed my grandma and her cat, I would play with her cat. My mum has moved my grandma into the same building as we live in. And let me tell you this, it's a lot easier for my mum. When my grandma used to live in Hicksville, my mum would be non-stop calling her. And when she didn't answer, my father would drive there in the middle of the night to make sure she was okay. Sometimes he would find her on the floor because she slipped. And other times she would fall out of bed and just stay on the floor. Now that she lives in the same building, if she doesn't pick up the phone, my mum just goes downstairs. And when my grandma has a doctor's appointment, my mum doesn't have to leave like 2 hours before the appointment. Now she just goes downstairs and gets my grandma ready. Sometimes my grandma can drive me crazy, but I still love her and I will always admire her. Little essay there from Jade, all about someone that she admires a lot, her grandma. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for sharing that with us, Jade. What a lovely piece of writing there, and your mum always sends in some lovely emails as well, Jade. And I think you're going to be a writer as well, my dear. Well done. That's a lovely little story, that is, my darling. Thank you very much, all right? Thank you very much. OK, don't forget the email to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, there is a postal address as well, which I'm going to give you in a second or two, all right? So if you want to get a pen, if you ever want to put pen to paper, then you can do so as well. I shall give you the postal address in a moment. Just apologies for that phone going off there. I do mean now to turn off the phone before I come up and have a bit of a chat with you, especially coming halfway through an email like that. I mean, it's all very well when I'm having a bit of a chat about my life in general and what's been going on in the world, but when you get a lovely email like that, you really don't want it interrupted by a phone call, so sorry about that, all right? Now, here comes the postal address then. Those of you listening on radio or perhaps in a hospital bed somewhere, you could join in too. You don't need internet access. The postal address is Chris Reardon. That's Reardon. United Kingdom Talk. P.O. Box 4073. Bracknell, Bracknell. I've got really itchy nose today. Berkshire. RG42 9ED, United Kingdom. Once again, it's Chris Reardon. United Kingdom Talk. P.O. Box 4073. Bracknell, Bracknell. RG42 9ED, United Kingdom. All right? That's the postal address. Right, on to some more emails. Got to say hello to Sam, who I haven't heard for a long time. Sam, who used to listen to a little show I did on when I first did internet radio, actually. The station isn't there anymore, but Sam used to listen to it as well. And Sam says, "Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. College is very busy at the moment. I'm in the final year of A-levels, so lots of exam stuff going on at the moment. Come September, I'm off to drama school to do an acting degree, which will hopefully get me rich and famous one day." I hope you're not doing that to get rich and famous, because that probably won't happen then, Sam. You've got to be into doing this. You've got to kind of hope that the money and the fame will come, but it may not. You've got to throw yourself into that and not think about the money, okay? Not doing radio at the moment, because Sam also did a little show on a internet radio station. He's a young lad, very young lad. I think he's about 17 now. Stopped earlier this year. It became a bit of a chore, and I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. Yes, if you don't enjoy things, then stop doing them. It's pointless carrying on doing something, unless it's your job, of course. You know, the internet radio thing, well, if you've done it for a while and you don't want to do it anymore, don't do it. Just give up, and that's it. Don't do anything you don't want to do. I'm thinking of starting a talk show podcast thing over the summer, because I'm going to have some more spare time. And he's also looking at another internet radio station that he's thinking of doing a show on there. So good luck to that. He says, "Thanks for replying to me. Any chance of getting the top secret exclusive Chris Reardon theme tune?" Oh, well, you mean this one, do you? Eh? Is that the one you mean? You mean the long version of that? No. No, I don't send that around to anyone. I don't know. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I don't know where the tune's from, but it's the most fantastic tune. And I don't know where I'd go to find out where that tune's come from. But I would like quite happily, I suppose. I don't know if I could buy it for someone. How much would that cost? Is it the same as like just buying a record and using it? I would assume so. So I don't suppose it would cost any more than £2 or £3, would it? I don't know. As far as I know, you can't download it anywhere on iTunes or anything like that. Besides, you've got to know what the title is. What's the title? I don't know. I've no idea. It's just a little tune that I've had for years and years, and I always loved that tune. So, Sam, sorry, mate. No, I won't pass that around because I don't really want anyone else to use it. Is that selfish? I'm sorry. Is that a bit selfish? Oh, and people would say, you see, the trouble is people would say, oh, I promise not to use it. And they always do. They always do at some point. So, no, it's one I don't pass around, I'm afraid. I don't pass anything around, actually. Very, very, very selfish. Oh, just a minute. Have I got another email coming in there? Just a minute. Let me have a quick look. No, nothing. Sorry, how disappointing. All right, thanks a lot. Hello to our dear friend Anthony. My friend Anthony, he says, just a thought about your podcasts. When I play them on Windows Media Player or my phone or iPod, oh, he's got a new phone, Anthony. He bought it, my friend Anthony, he bought it in the pub on last Sunday night, one of the places I work. And it was showing me how it works. And we were trying to get the YouTube thing. Oh, he was going on and on about how marvellous this phone was. And he said, oh, look at this. And he tried to show me how it plays YouTube videos on a mobile phone. It couldn't get it to work. Couldn't get it to work. These things, they don't work, Anthony. None of this technology works. And we couldn't get the YouTube thing working. But nice, actually quite a nice phone. It's got a nice big screen on it. I do like the Apple iPhone as well. But, you see, I've said before, I don't upgrade things unless I absolutely have to. Unless something is broken and not working anymore, I don't upgrade to the next thing. And as some people are, and it's just a terrible, terrible waste. Oh, my God, it's a terrible waste. It's like the business with the televisions at the moment, isn't it? We've gone from black and white to colour. Well, OK, yeah, that's an upgrade. But then from a colour television to widescreen to flat screen to high definition. And now the BBC and the Japanese are working on another, I think, super high definition or something like that. And it just goes on. And I know people that as soon as the new thing comes along, that's it. They chuck the old one out and the new one's in. And it's just such a terrible waste of stuff. It really is. And I just don't agree with it all. At the moment, we're having D.A.B. radio here in the UK. They're trying to get us all to go over to D.A.B. radio. But I gather it's getting into problems now. We've already had one of the big radio organisations here in the UK stop a couple of their D.A.B. radio stations. They've actually stopped because there's hardly anyone listening, not making any money. And I think the whole D.A.B. thing is a little bit of a white elephant, to be honest, because they're telling us there are now 6.5 million D.A.B. radios in use here in the UK. Now, that may sound a lot, but when you compare it to the amount of FM radios here in the UK, which is 100 million. And even after all these years of trying to push D.A.B. radio, people are just not buying it. 6.5 million out of 100 million, it's just, it's not happening. The quality of it is okay, but it was a report I read in the Times a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying the biggest reason they think for this is because the quality that was promised is actually not there. What they've done is try to squeeze in as many radio stations on these digital things as possible. And if to do that, they have to lower the quality. Now, one of the ways they might try and force people to do it is to actually take the BBC off FM. This was in this report in the Times. Take the BBC off M and say, well, if you want to listen to the BBC, go and buy a DAB set. And I think that's absolutely outrageous. It's outrageous. And you are putting the businesses before the people. It's wrong. You took the risk. You took the risk that everyone would rush out and buy a DAB radio, and it hasn't happened, has it? I've got one in the bathroom, which I listen to one of the London talk stations on, and I won't lie to you, the quality is very good. However, it's fairly critical where I put that radio. If I move it to another part of the bathroom, I lose the signal. This never happens with FM. So it'd be interesting to see what happens over the next few months with this whole DAB thing here in the UK. But you know, to actually take the BBC off air, to suggest that you would take the BBC off FM and have it DAB only to force people to buy a radio, that's absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I don't know if you've got any comments on that. Anyone got a DAB radio? What was your experience of it? As I say, I've got one in the bathroom and one in the bedroom. They're okay. But I would have been quite happy sticking with FM. No problem. Didn't really need one. Except the one in the bathroom, I had a radio in there for years and years. It went a bit dodgy, you know. It's given up its life, so that's why I bought the DAB. But I have no intention of changing all my radios. Just so you can move over to another frequency spectrum. Just because you want the thing, it's not right. It's outrageous. Let us know your feelings on that one, Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Back onto Anthony's email. Yeah, he's saying about the podcasts, and when he plays it in his phone or whatever, it comes up as unknown artist, unknown album, unknown genre. Now, Anthony says the pods from places like the BBC will give you all these informations, and you get a mini thumbnail picture too. You could use your picture or perhaps the Union Jack logo that we have. It's very easy to do this. Click Properties. Right-click Properties and set it, or even easier, in Windows Media Player, click Advanced Tag Editor. Would make them look much more professional, Anthony. So thanks for that, Anthony. Yeah, I've kind of been aware that... Oh, did something go wrong there? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I've got, like, numbers jumping around in front of me there. I don't know why that is. Hang on 1 minute. I know what I'll do. I'll just close this this thing there. I was a little bit concerned then that the sound was cracking up. You all right? You can hear me all right, can you? Huh? That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, I've been aware of that for a while, actually, Anthony, and I keep... It's a case of something else to do. It's all very well saying all you need to do is, but I keep adding bits onto it, and it's taking longer and longer to do the show. But yeah, I take that on board, and I'll try. And the other thing is remembering to do all these things. It's very difficult sometimes to remember to put all the bits and pieces together. But I will take that on board, and from this show, hopefully this show, when you start playing it on your phone or Windows Media Player, will come up and tell you the information that you are, and perhaps even a little picture of me or the flag. I'm not sure yet. All right. Thanks, Anthony. My sister, I'm pleased to say, has now joined Facebook at last. All right. Facebook, lots of people on this Facebook thing now. You can join too. If you are on Facebook and want to be a friend of mine, then that's fine. Just send us a little message. You know how to do the add friend thing. Say, hello, it's da-da-da-da. I listen to United Kingdom Talk, and would you like to be my friend? And of course I would. It's all about making friendships on this programme. If you just type in... I say that's easier than it sounds. I find... finding people on Facebook incredibly difficult. You get a friend, say, okay, say Chris Reardon, you type in Chris Reardon or even Chris Reardon London, and it doesn't come up. And the amount of people that I've been perhaps in a pub somewhere with my internet on or something like that, and I say to them, are you on Facebook? And they say yes. And what's your name? And they give you a name, you type it in, and it says no results. And I do find it, does anyone else have this problem? I find it incredibly hard to find specific people on Facebook. If anyone else has got any ideas on that or any advice, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I simply type in their names to the search engine and it says no results. Time and time again. I would say 8 times out of 10, I can't find the person I'm looking for. Really as often as that. So I think that's a bit of design fault, really, with the people that design the Facebook. I mean, if anything, it should be easy to use, and that is not easy. Any experiences of that? Let me know. Or you can add me on. Try and add me on your Facebook if you want. Chris Reardon London. Try Chris Reardon London, and that should find me. You know what my face looks like, I think. Ugly. So have a look on there, and you can add me there, and you get little announcements about the show and that sort of thing, all right? And my sister, she added me on. She's joined the Facebook thing. She says, can I be your friend? And she says, hi, brother. Are you not impressed with me? Another little thing I've managed to do on my own. Love, sis. Yeah, because she's not very technical, my sister. Yes, so well done, Sharon. And I replied to her, my dear, I am impressed with everything you do, especially keeping that rabble on their toes up in Lincolnshire. Thank you, Sharon. Hi to Gloria. Gloria says, just listen to your March the 15th show and you were struggling to find information about Bewitched. Da-da, 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 da-da-da. And we had Mark singing, of course, the theme music on 2 of the other shows. She says, I've got the perfect website for you, www.imdb.com. So what does that stand for? IMDb. It's an internet movie database. IMDb. Okay. So once again, it's IM for mother db.com. You just fill in a search box and you will get more information than you ever needed. I know the title is movie, but it also has television programmes. When I type in Bewitched, I got the results for the 2005 movie and the 1964 TV series. Was it 2005, that movie? Blimey, 3 years as well. She says, I bet you didn't know that Teddy Quinn played a boy in 2 episodes in 1968. Who's Teddy Quinn? I don't know who that is. Is that one of the actors in it? I'm really useless with celebrities and actors. Absolutely useless. I mean, I just about heard of Tom Cruise, to be honest. He's a strange one, isn't he? This site is unbelievable. Try it, you'll like it. That phrase from a kid named Mikey in a cereal commercial. Your friend Gloria. Thank you, Gloria. imdb.com. I shall keep that one. Hi to Jason Allen. Now, Jason, he actually designed and created the animated logo at the beginning and the end of this show on the YouTube version. So, hi, Jason. He says, just watching your Tuesday the 18th show and heard you mention about putting questions and such on TV screens. Yeah, because if you heard one of the older shows, on Monday nights for the Bingay, which I do at the Golden Lion every week, 8 o'clock Monday nights, Bingay. There's a website, bingay.com, okay, bingay.com. Anyone can come to that. You could have a good night. We basically sit there, play about 6 games of bingo, and you win prizes. Costs £1 a game. Wherever you are, if you're elsewhere in the world and you ever want to come to London, might be a nice little night out for you in a typical English pub. Come along to Bingay on Monday nights at the Golden Lion, Britannia Street, King's Cross, 8 p.m. to midnight, okay? It's quite near some hotels in the King's Cross area as well. And on that night, we have... Oh, I've just put my pen in my ear. I forgot what I was talking to. On that particular night, we have a large deaf group come down. And they like playing the bingo because it all comes up on the big screens. And I've had this idea that we do a quiz. Now, usually quiz nights, the quizmaster walks around and reads the quiz into a microphone. And I had this idea that you could do a quiz night, but with the questions coming up on a big screen, so as for deaf people. You know, you could go one step further and do that for them as well. And it was just an idea I had, but I wouldn't know how the sort of technical aspect of it as well. Jason says, I wouldn't mind another bit of an animation challenge. Would like to get my flash skills up a bit. What is the format of your quiz night on a Wednesday? Let me know if you ever pursue the idea. And that's from Jason. Well, Jason, at the moment I'm not doing the quiz, but we may be going back to it on another night in a different format. And the having the questions come up on the big screen is definitely an idea of mine. Now, the two problems there, Jace, is number one, I believe everyone should be paid for what they do, as you know, and I wouldn't want you to do it for nothing, of course. But number two, I'm not quite sure how it would work, because presumably that would be quite a sort of labour-intensive thing to do, Jace. And on the quiz nights, not an awful lot of money is made. And I don't think it would be... I'm not sure how it would work. And for me to actually sit there and you may do some sort of general format and I just have to fill in the gaps or something, it would be quite a labour-intensive thing to do. But I'll let you know, Jace, how we're doing, because I do like to... I had that idea for the deaf group, and they're always so grateful for anything you do to them, or do for them. Sorry, do for them. Certainly in the Golden Line on Mondays, they love that very much, so I'll let you know. I'm out of time now. Thank you, as always, for joining me, boys and girls. I've got two emails here, one from Doug in Akeley, and one from Deck, which I'll read on the next show. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on the next show. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye now.